spot is in which step?
Wazi, it's at a Martini.
Good. This is our first lesson. Just a couple of minutes, just do what you normally would do with him so that I can watch a little bit and get a feeling for him before we'll say something. Well done. Good. Oh, it's nice. Well.
We also kind of just started challenging it a little bit, like asking for a little bit more extension,
Yeah.
and then coming back, of course, which he, roots out and against, but just starting to ask him for a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, it's always very nice. Good. Yes, I would keep him for that warm-up absolutely round. Yeah, that I would, for the warm-up, not be concerned that he's out with the nose or anything like that. I just would make sure that he's really round, that you over and over have him, but I would take the action then early enough if he would try to sneak out. Huh? But that would be not round enough for the warm-up. There. Yes. Oh. Good. That you react immediately if you feel it's coming out of that roundness. Instead of waiting, you immediately, when it's round and he comes up, you stabilize the arm a little bit, you drive him with the seat bone and the inside leg a little more into that outside hand so that he stays one there. Oh yeah. Oh. And that shine here was not a major situation at all, but just I want to say a word to that. When you have the horse like here looking a little bit, then you need to be aware of what you need to do here to keep him from shining. You need first to have practice on the other side where there is no cause of shining. You know? So, a couple of times he tried here, logically what is the normal part when they want to shine. He wanted to come up with the head, and also what they do, they lean then more to the inside. They want to get away from that object by table here. So, exactly the opposite of that. You need first to practice a couple of times over there, for example, where there's no reason to shine. You see, am I really coming through with those eights there? Can I demand over there a little bit more? Then you have a full base that you can keep it there under control. Oh, it's nice. Good. Oh, it's nice. Excellent. What? Oh, it's all. Oh. as prepared so that you know whatever you need for the other direction, you can already prepare for it. What I mean with this is that I logically have no clue at that point, not knowing the horse. Is the left the easier side? Is it the more difficult side? If it, for example, would be the more difficult side, then you would first check a little bit while you're still in the old direction. Okay, is he respecting that new leg? Is he respecting that new rein? And you need, obviously, that's to predict that this time you will look from that point. So you want, for example, let's say he would shy more. Then the first time you even wouldn't have come around here that close. You would have first make sure, can I get that nice bending that you got over there? Can I get him somewhere else where he's not shying a little more onto my outside rein, demanding a little more that he stays round, demanding a little more bend, demanding a little more from your leg, and only when in the area where he is not shying, then when he's doing that well, then you have him good prepared to say, see, and the same thing we do here when you think it looks so dangerous with that tail here. Oh, it's nice. As I said, it's not a big deal if you would not do that with him. It would not be a big deal, but I'm pointing that out because you might go to a show, you might take him somewhere else, and suddenly it's a big deal. Then there is a very clear structure what to do and what not to do. And my point, I say it again, is when you know you need a certain set of aids and a certain reaction from the horse, it makes no sense not having asked in the area where the horse is not shying for that, and then the first time to ask for it in the area where the horse is shying. Okay. You see my point?
Yeah.
Good. A little more forward marching in the walk. Oh yeah. See, and this is why what I'm seeing now in the walk, that's the reason why I said in the trot work, have him a little more wound. Even when this is a little bit behind the vertical or so, because the trot was not a big deal, but you can already see in the walk it is a big deal. In the walk he interrupts that walk, he jigs. If you have him more that he respects the hand and rounds more into it, you have a better tool that is also in the walk, stay in the walk, and you can drive him a little more forward. And that you want to look for first in the trot and then in the canter, before you have him then also a little bit more in the walk, that you, when he accepts that hand more, if he's not pushing against you, that's where, when they push against you, that's where they then rather start jigging. If you can drive that through and the neck goes round and down, you have a much better chance that the walk stays a pure walk. Get back a little more, yeah. Oh yeah. Nice there, that ball. Exactly that ball. More or less for the moment.
More swing.
That it just makes more swings through that body a little bit more. And tiny little things what you can do is number one, you can then in that nice subtle contact, you can close the fist a little bit, you can slightly flex the tongue a little bit to the right or to the left. Wherever you feel that it's a little easier, you can hold with your core, with your belly, to take the seat more down, so that when you come with your leg rhythmically to say, come on, go a little more forward, that your seat can say to him, but we are not trotting. That's the work, the job of the coins, of that core. And by having a tiny little bit of flexing, wherever which side is better, it's not the point to do a specific flexing for the flexing's sake, but if there's a little bit positioned, a little bit flexed, that's again something where you can feel that they are less likely to start jigging compared to when you just hold the neck straight there. And the next thing, if you a little bit, might be a little bit early in the session, but you can also try that a little bit. If you have a tiny little bit the idea of a leg yielding, either, for example, with the head towards the walls, a little flex to the right and pushing the haunches a little bit in, or the opposite, a little bit off the track and flex to the left and pushing the haunches a little bit towards the outside. It's again a situation where you have a better control over it and the horse cannot jig. And for this again, you need that roundness in the neck. And you see how, as soon as he feels that eighth a little more, how he wants to come above the beat. That was clear for me already in the trot. That's why I said, don't be concerned, for example, having rather in the trot rounder, especially in the beginning of that warm-up. Oh yeah. Left flexing, the outside hand on the withers, left seat bone, left leg a little bit, pushing the haunches a little bit out while you ask for a little bit left positioning. Just that the crest flips a little bit to the left side. Oh yeah. Oh good. Oh. Good. And then start trotting again. Tiny little bit, that same principle what we just have done in the wall. Huh? Oh yeah. Keeping that round. Oh, nice. Push him a little bit onto the outside rein that is low there on the withers, while you're inside and ask to come in a little bit for the position that you feel the crest come over to the left side. So you feel with that inside leg to the outside hand, and the inside hand ask for a little inside positioning. A horse only is truly on the outside rein when they yield from the inside ends. Yielding does not mean specifically leg yield, it just means that when you apply gains there, that he's not going against it. If that inside starts to become soft, then you logically need, the horse can also not come into the outside rein if we are not giving him a little bit of hold of the outside end. Our outside rein is slack, cannot come into the outside rein either. But I'm saying this because some riders have this image like, if I'm holding long enough on the outside, my horse is in the outside rein. And that's not the case. I need to feel what's the right support. What support should I offer him with my right hand? But then the inside leg, the inside inside hand has to ask that they get smooth there on the inside, and then the horse gradually goes into the outside rim. Oh. 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 Yeah. There, you don't let him out. Oh, exactly. You say, no, 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 no. You yield there in the pole. You stay supple there. If it's too late, if it's too much up, then I'm fighting. I'm only meaning that when it's nicely round and you apply the pressure with the leg a little bit more, be sure that you early enough, while he is round, stabilize your arm. So that the arm gives you a little bit the feeling like a sideways. If it's too late, if it's too much up, then don't hold against it. Then you need to wait for another situation. Oh. Oh. Good so. And if you feel in a certain moment that you would want to go a little bit down with the leg and make the neck a little longer, open the door. Let him a little bit down. That's the next thing what he needs. Huh? That he is opening that frame a little bit. And he follows that hand a little bit downward. Oh, it's nice. Carefully change ring again. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Oh, there again. Good. Again, if he wants to go down a little bit, very gradually, follow with that hand a little bit. Good, so. Oh, there. That's what you want again. Now you saw how the crest flipped to the right. Oh, yeah. Most of the time in that moment when the crest comes to the right, most of the time if you then offer the rein a little bit, if you let it slide a little bit through your finger, if you encourage with the leg a little more, then you feel like they are taking that hand a little bit more down. And that's what you want there. Oh, it's good. Now circle now. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, good so. The same thing. If you feel when the crest comes to the right, then check a little bit, give a little bit rein, go a little with the arm forward. You don't throw the rein away, you still can from your hand say, look, I'm still here, but that from your elbow, you open a little bit and check, is he interested to follow the hand? Is he interested to make that frame a little longer? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's nice. Good, so. Oh, there. And very gradually with the next flexing, and the crest comes right, and he goes a little bit down, let him a little bit chew the reins out of your hand. You gradually more rein that his nose comes about to the point of the knees. Oh, yeah. Good, so. Oh, yes, he reaches a little bit. You can ask again a little bit, in that reaching, you're still from your hand, you can see, yeah, but you can flex like this here. You can flex a little bit to the right. Even want to let you down a little bit. Oh, it's nice. little more back, a little more stable, so that through that stability, if your upper body come more back, you bring him a little bit more on the hindquarters, and you gradually push him up a little bit again. And as soon as he comes a little bit up, then again you need to be lighter with the hand to allow him to be up a little bit. We need both. A horse needs to be able to stretch down, but also to come up again. When we are not stretching the horses down, or if the horse would not do that, then there is something missing. Most of the time they are not really swinging, not so good through the back. They might be good in the balance and so, but they are not swinging good enough in the back. If the horse stays nicely up, the horse is good in the balance. The horse carries himself well. But the back is not so good. If they only stretch down, they are more supple in the back, but very often they are not so good in balance. They grab the hand, they lean onto it. The both must be possible. The horse good. Change direction again. Very gradually from that right flexing with your left leg onto your new outside rein, the right one. It comes down to the leathers. Good. Oh yeah. Oh, it's nice. And circle again. Same thing in this direction. You drive him from the circle to the outside hand. You gradually ask a little bit flexing. Every time when he flexes a little bit, you check the balance is okay in the tempo. You go a little forward from your elbow with the hand towards the mouth to see whether he wants to follow that hand a little bit. Oh yeah. Get a little bit longer also. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yep.
Are you driving tonight or you staying?
Yeah, I drive back.
You driving tonight?
Is the weather bad?
What's that?
Is the weather bad?
I don't know. I don't think so. I just didn't know if you're driving tonight because other than check the way.
Yeah, okay. I had planned to drive back with that, but it's only if the weather would be really bad. You know, there is. Good. Oh, it's nice. Good.
Are you already packed? Do you need to come back?
No, I took everything with me this morning. Good. Oh, that's good. Good. Oh, good. So. Oh, it's nice. Walk for a moment again. Sitting and then walk.
You got to check it too, right?
Oh, a little bit marching again.
Started. You'll need to turn that off when you go. GMC started.
So what I want, or what you should develop in him, is that he's nicely round, and it's all fine, but that you have the possibility to make that neck a little bit longer. Here first through the roundness and a little bit in that reaching and stretching, and later also in the, when he's more up, and neck a little bit longer outline. Yeah? And that is a little bit more the case, and you will also see how then, for example, you can drive him in the walk better forward without that he starts digging. So that little flexing or so that I was talking about is just for the moment a little bit that you might be able to drive a little more forward in the moment than if you would not flex. But in the long run it has more something to do than in the normal work, in the trot, probably in the canter too, that whole reaching into his whole neck comes a little bit more. Any questions or feedback? Okay.
The left lead here,
Yeah.
glad to pick up the right lead
Yeah.
because he leans into the left.
Yeah. I always let the rider with the first day when you go to the horses that I say, choose first the lead that you first want to have, and also develop the preparation work in that way how you want to do it. You know?
It was the first time I had ever done it, but a couple times Dan had me use the inside leg for the canter cue instead of the outside to help pick up the correct lead.
Right.
So we've done that
Well,
a
the
couple times.
correct massage aid is the inside seat bone and the inside leg on the girth. The outside leg goes back. It's not that the outside leg is not on at all, but the more demanding leg is, in general, the inside seat bone and inside leg for the canter position. Outside leg goes back. We call the outside leg the guarding leg, because the outside leg is there that if from the inside leg he would go leg yielding to hold then the outside leg against it and say, no, 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 don't swing your hunches out when I give the canter aid. But the more initiator of it is inside seat bone with inside leg. And you have actually another set of aids belong before it. You have the horse before the canter, slightly flexed, slightly positioned to the inside, that you see them with the inside eyelashes. You drive him through this again to the outside hand. The outside arm is a little bit closed, and in the moment of the transition, you release that inside flexing. So when you, for example, imagine you would be down center line. When I'm starting to flex my horse slightly to the right, then the horse knows already, okay, now right lead canter is coming. But in the moment of the transition, I release that inside, because otherwise I would lock with my inside hand, that inside hind leg that has to jump first for. If I'm asked a slight flexing to the left, I'm not saying from the flexing alone, but through that little flexing that also helps the horse already to say, okay, we're doing left lead canter. On the circle, it's not very difficult. Most of the horses, if they have not a real problem, they know we go to the left, so I do left lead canter. But on a straight line, if you would do canter transition right on the straight line, walk, canter transition left on the straight line. Walk, canter transition left again on the straight line. Then that little positioning before helps already that the horse understands which lead we are going. And that's the same thing what you need later in the fine changes. When I'm in the left lead canter and have the horse slightly positioned to the left and want to do a change into the right, I drive my horse first into the new outside range. I make him a little bit loose in the new direction. I flex him a little bit in the new direction. But in the moment of the change, I release there in the new direction. So again, that's the new inside leg pair is not locked through the inside hand. So prepare for canter in that direction where you want to start first. Whatever this is, the right lead canter is the easier one, I would go to the right. The left lead canter is the easier one, I would go to the left.